When I think about the Lord, how he saved me, how he raised me. I feel like this is going to be a video that is just as much for me as it is for the people I guess I am making it for. This will probably be a video where when I'm not acting or I'm not being my best or I'm not even trying to be my best, I can go back to this video and look at and be like, hey, remember. And I pray God that you just remind me that if I am ever at that place, which I hope I'm never at, but if I am ever at that place, that you point me back to this video so that I can recalibrate. You know, I've seen a lot of different things destroy relationships. A lot of different things. And they usually come down to really just a few things, but there's like subsets of those few things, right? And I'm not gonna bait y'all with nothing. I'm gonna just kind of start off with what is usually the biggest one, which is communication. Communication is so vitally important to every single relationship you have in your life, whether it's a romantic one, whether it's a platonic one, whether it's a familiar one. A family one. It's a family relationship, whether it's a family relationship. It is so vitally important to be able to communicate with the other person that without communication, the relationship will just break down and die. If you have no idea how to communicate with this other person in a way that they would receive of how you feel about them and how they feel about you, then the relationship is on a rocky foundation. You know, it's funny. I think I saw a statistic where it was a majority of people get divorced because of finances. But what I find is it's not that people get divorced because of finances, but it's because they refuse to communicate about finances. What I find is that a lot of people have some type of taboo feeling about money and talking about money, and that like when you're in a relationship that it's almost shouldn't be talked about, that it should be just figured out, that whoever's responsibility it is, whether you've made it the man's or the woman's, whoever's responsibility it is, should just deal with it, and the other person doesn't want to know. But what I find is that when there is no communication about the finances, when one person doesn't want to know, then when something happens, when there's maybe a mistake or a miscalculation, and a chunk of money is gone, that the person who said that they didn't want to know all of a sudden feels a lack of security and feels this panic in their being. And so then they usually take that out on the person, where it's like, well, this was your responsibility. You were supposed to deal with this. Why did you not deal with this? Why are we now suffering because of the choices you made? When it should have been more of a joint effort, even if there's a person who's taking point, who's leading, it should have been more of a joint effort where both parties are aware, so then both parties have a say. Another reason I see a lot of relationships fail is because someone gave up. Now, it doesn't have to be both people who give up, mind you, but if one person gives up in a relationship, then the relationship is dead. You can't you can't make a relationship work, a two-person relationship work by yourself. And I've seen that firsthand of relationships where people just stop trying, and they let the fact that their partner maybe is slacking in an area or isn't picking up the their pace or whatever. They let the fact that their partner isn't 100% dictate of whether they give 100%. And in any long-term relationship, a lot of older married couples will tell you that when the other person is down, when the other person is not communicating, when the other person is not their best, that shouldn't dictate whether you give 100%. That doesn't dictate what you are supposed to do for the marriage. A lot of older couples will tell you that you look at a relationship and you think, oh, it's supposed to be 100, but it's actually supposed to be 100 and 0, where you give 100% even if your partner gives you nothing, because that's what you're supposed to do. And so if each person comes into a relationship expecting 100-0, each person goes in a relationship expecting 100-0, then you guys are constantly trying to be selfless, constantly trying to put the other person in front of your own needs, and not expecting it in return. And so when they do it in return, you are appreciative because they are holding up their side, even though you never asked them to. Never asked them to is a little, because I don't expect people to get into a relationship where they're giving 100% and the other person's giving nothing from the start. Like, this should be established before you get to a relationship. I just want to let that be known. You guys should hold similar values, which is another part. That's another reason a lot of relationships fall apart, is because you guys didn't talk about what values guys held close to your heart. You guys didn't talk about the foundation of your moral code. And so then you go through a relationship, and then 2-3 years go by, and then a situation happens, and all of a sudden your partner's values are exposed in a way where you're like, oh, I didn't even know you thought like that, because you never had the conversation about it, the communication about it. It all ties together, y'all. It all ties together. When you date somebody or you're with somebody who does not share your values, it is really difficult for you guys to be on the same page, especially about the big things, especially when it comes about marriage, or when it comes about having kids and how you want to raise those kids. If you guys don't share similar values, then when it comes to those big topics, and you guys didn't talk about those big topics, and then you're like, wow, we aren't in sync at all. We actually aren't on the same page about the big things at all. And then you realize you wasted 5 years. All that time is gone because you didn't ask the important questions in the beginning. There are so many people who get into a relationship, sometimes get into a marriage, and they never asked their partner, they never asked their significant other, what are your values? How would you want to raise our kids? Do you want kids? You will be surprised at how many people don't ask those questions. Those simple questions. You would think that would be like a first 3 months of figuring something out. Some people, they go years. Nothing. Never even thought about asking. Another big reason of why relationships fail is usually because of past relationships and trauma from said past relationships. And when I say relationships, like I said, this isn't just romantic. It's interacting with another human being. So usually a lot of romantic relationships are defined because of family relationships, of how you saw your mom, how you saw your dad, if you had those in your life, how you saw a couple interact when you were younger. You know, did you have good or bad role models of said couples in your life growing up? What is your relationship with things of a sexual nature, right? Were you touched? Were you not touched? You know, it's like all these things have to do and relate to how you interact later in life when it comes to your own, romantic relationship. It informs it. Do you have a healthy view of these things? Do you have a healthy view of couples? Do you have a healthy view of sex? Do you have a healthy view of men? Or you have a healthy view of women? Do these, like, how you grew up matters, and what you've internalized matters. And have you done the work to where you are able to be self-aware enough to be like, the way I see that is unhealthy, I need to work on that. A lot of people go into relationships and they have dealt with none of it. They are blissfully unaware of how the world has affected them. And so then they get in a relationship and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I didn't like that because it reminds me of my uncle. I didn't like that because it reminded me of my aunt. It can happen both ways, right? I don't like that because I don't know how to interact with her when she's around her family because my parents weren't around each other. I don't know how to interact with, her siblings because I don't talk to my siblings, or I'm an only child, or whatever it is, right? It's like there's so many different things, and so it's like, have you dealt with that? And so many people have not. So many people are lacking in the self-awareness of these areas, and they get into a relationship and they have no idea that they are floundering. But there's good news. There's great news, honestly, and it's that you can start today and working that out. You can start right now and working out. If you are not in a relationship, I highly suggest trying to become more self-aware of examining your childhood, examining you growing up, even the painful parts, because the more you run away from it, the longer you run away from it, should I say, it will come back up stronger later in life. It will come back and it will attack you when you least need it to. You'll be in a situation where and all of a sudden that trauma just itches and then you react. And it'll happen in a moment, in an instant, and you'll be like there, you're like, where did that come from? It came from when you were 8 years old. And the neighborhood boy, he asked you to play doctor and you didn't know what that meant. I'm telling y'all it happens. I'm telling y'all it's real. But it's not too late for you. It's never been too late for you. You can start now. If you're not in a relationship, you start now before you get in a relationship. If you are in a relationship, you start now while you're in the relationship. You can start growing now. You don't have to leave the relationship. You can figure yourself out now. Right now. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. It doesn't have to be It doesn't have to be, you have to strip your whole life down to bare bones and so you can rebuild. It doesn't have to be that. You can start now, little by little. And there's different ways of doing it. So some people, they respond really well to talk therapy. Okay. Other people, they go on journeys of self-discovery, of just being by themselves. Some people really hate being by themselves, and that's exactly what they need to do. Is to be able to sit in a room with their own thoughts and sort it out. A lot of people need to be able to talk to people around them who can give them good advice. Maybe an older person who's been through it. Huh? Some people need to get plugged into a community. Hey, I always advocate for a church community. That's of people who are really about that. That's why I always advocate for church community, about people who are really about that. It's not too late. It's not, to work those things out so that in the future or even in the present, your relationships don't suffer. It's not too late. Well, guys, that's it. That's the video. I really appreciate y'all. This is kind of something I kind of want to start doing at least once a week. Other videos can be reactions, but like at least once a week I want to put out a video like this where it's just my thoughts on different subjects. I hope you guys like it. If you do, hey, if you have any thoughts, comment, like, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe. If you don't like it, you can dislike it. I don't know. It is what it is. And I just really hope that you guys, enjoy these videos. I hope to make it, hopefully a little bit tighter. I don't want to make these videos too long, so it's like a whole like lecture or sermon podcast type thing. That's not what I'm trying to do. So I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. So stay blessed, don't stress, and I'll see y'all in the next. Peace.
Just a moment with the wrong thought, here comes the downfall like a flood, like a flood.